Hello, everyone. Happy leap year day and happy hour night.
Look at that.
My name's
Everything
Lisa.
good in one.
Everything
I
good
know.
at once. We're leaping into drinks and fun.
Ah,
So
that's right.
I'm Lisa, and I'm here with my co-host Brenda and our wonderful co-host Ron Block. See how I said
Hey.
co-host? That means it's permanent. He's
Oh,
stuck with us, y'all. Yeah,
oh,
he can't leave. So
let me check my contract.
You do that, Ron.
there, there's a clause in there. You see,
Hmm.
got to read
Hmm.
that fine print.
Oh,
Welcome to Happy Hour, guys. I hope you have your cocktails and mocktails and you're ready to have some fun. I guess I'll kick it off with what I'm drinking. I
okay.
think Ron's going to be proud because I tried to be a little fancy. I am drinking a elderflower fizz, but I put a little hibiscus flower at the bottom for extra ambiance. And it's delicious. And I have to say that I made this recipe from this lovely book called Bubbly, and
Ooh.
it's all champagne cocktails and sparkling cocktails. And my secret Valentine, Barbara, gave it to me, and I absolutely love it. So this is their drink looks way better than mine, but I didn't do the rosemary sprig, but I did follow the directions,
Oof.
and
Fancy,
it's
fancy.
delicious. Hmm.
Look at you go.
I know. Awesome.
And
And
Brenda,
she's
what do you have?
fancy. I am having, and you can't see it because I'm using my mug, but I'm doing an orange fizz. That doesn't sound very
Ooh.
exciting, but it is good.
We both have fizz.
Isn't that all that counts? That it's good?
It's bubbly and delicious. How about that?
Right on.
What about you, Ron?
Well, let's see. Hmm. So I wonder how many people actually saw the cocktail that we made with the cover and we put it in the Substack for Friends in Fiction, and it was this beautiful thing with the little clouds made out of cotton candy. Well, I worked with Amy Jo Burns. If you haven't read this book,
Ooh.
read it. We worked on two cocktails, so I thought tonight I would make the runner up because it's almost as good, and it was hard to decide. But this is called a roofer's sunrise, and it's a take on a
Ooh.
tequila sunrise because it's made with different ingredients. So I'll try to do this very quickly. We're going to start with putting ice cubes in my fancy glass and hope they fit. Oh no.
All right, Ron, you're a problem solver. I know you can do it.
I can do it. I did it. Did it. I did it. Kind of did it. There it goes. Okay. So we got a little fancy glass here. And
Ooh.
the
Oh my
first thing we're
God, you
going to,
have the good ice cubes. You have the good ice cubes.
yes, the first ingredient is Moretto. And the
Ugh.
recipe calls for 1 ounce, but I am going to put in two because I need to make it through this hour.
What are you saying?
Nothing, nothing, nothing. I just need something to lubricate while I'm being so entertained. The next one
I
is
think that we might need a code word.
Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey Whiskey. And
Oh,
that's
wow.
also one
Ooh,
ounce. For me, that means two going in.
my kind of man.
And then the next ingredient is actually, and that
Yes.
calls
Ooh,
for
hey, we have a
two
theme.
ounces of orange juice. I'm going to do four because, ditto, ditto. Well, that takes
Because
us
you can.
all the way up here. And you can see that it's a little bit separated there. But here
Ooh,
is
it's so pretty.
let's see if this works the way it's supposed to, though, because usually I have to do it with a spoon. So this is half an ounce of grenadine. And if you do it right, it will.
Oh, I want to see this.
It'll
Oh,
lay
it's
on the,
good.
and it didn't.
It's still purdy.
It colors
Oh, it's
through, makes it look like
beautiful.
a little sunrise.
Oh,
You know, I am new to grenadine and I tried to do something like that one time and it didn't do the layering.
And there
That
you
is
have
awesome.
the roofer's sunrise. Thank you, Amy Jo Burns.
cheers.
Mm.
Happy
Cheers
Leap
to book
Day.
club. Cheers to book club.
Cheers to book club.
Oh,
Cheers.
dang, that's good. I'll put a picture
I'm
and
a,
recipe up after the fact.
mm, you're gonna have to make that for me one day.
I will be a bartender.
So,
We'll do a live event. We'll just have a full bar, and I'll just make
oh
drinks
my
for everybody.
gosh,
Cocktails, mocktails,
that would be
everything is.
fantastic. I think people would come to that.
I think so too. I think so too.
Mm, we'll have to. Okay.
Okay, drinks are done. Now what?
Since it's leap year, I think I think she has something up her sleeve,
I do.
as she does.
I have a little mini quiz for Lisa and Ron up my sleeves.
Uh-oh.
And
Oh,
this is
the
a
first of many surprises.
Hey, I don't know this either. I don't know what it is either.
I
So
just kidding.
we're together. We're blind together here.
Okay, I'm going to start with a really easy one, and this is a speed round. So we know that this month has 29 days rather than 28. The
Okay.
29th day is also referred to as what?
Leap day,
Yeah, leap
you
day.
know?
Yes.
Oh,
That's my
Okay, this
answer, and
one's
I'm
a
sticking
little
to it.
harder. All right, what are babies born on a leap year called?
uh, leapies,
I think leap
leap,
babies. I think
leapsters,
leap babies.
leapsters.
Well, Lisa's taking it seriously at least. Um, they're called
They're called
leaplings.
What is it?
leaplings.
Leaplings.
The
They
heck's a
should
leap?
be called, I only get to celebrate my birthday once every 4 years. So even though I'm 64, it's actually my sweet 16th. Thank you very
Right.
much.
There you go. I actually saw it was posted, I think on Instagram somewhere, that a woman who had been born on the 29th of February many years ago had a baby on the 29th of February. So it's a parent and child.
Wow. Oh, that age, that I
Awesome.
can't even do that math. I'm surprised I did the sweet 16 that fast. I don't know what's
All
happening here.
right. One more question. This is going to be a little difficult to phrase. February 29th has traditionally been a day on which something unusual happens, is allowed to happen. Do either of you know what it is?
Uh, have an extra day to read all day.
Yeah.
People quit
Well,
their
I
job
think if
day.
you ask this group, that would be the answer.
That would be
People
the
quit their
answer.
job day. They
Isn't
say,
isn't
I've had
this
it
when
enough.
traditionally women were allowed to ask the men to marry them? Oh, I was
Yes,
right. I was right. Like
Wow.
Sadie Hawkins.
Right. Oh, like Sadie.
yes.
Oh my gosh. You're so smart. You can tell where my brain went. I'm like reading or telling,
Of course,
quitting.
that's probably a very old-fashioned idea. Probably happens
Yeah,
way more than it used to.
just a little bit.
Okay, and final question, and
That's
this would be
cool.
to the nearest, I'm going to say million, but who knows what
Oh
I'm going
Lord,
to
it's
get.
math.
So,
No, I was told
how
there would
many
be no math.
people,
The math
throw a
ain't
number out,
mapping.
about how many people worldwide are born on February 29th, according to the Associated Press?
20 million.
Uh, 37 million?
Okay, Lisa's
100?
closer with the win. It's about 5 million. And who is one of the most
Wait, you
notable
said,
people born on leap day? I said it
wait,
was the
hold
last
on.
question.
Wait, you said it was 5 million?
Uh-huh.
Oh, then Ron was closer because he said 20 million. I said
No, you're
37 million.
I thought you said 7.
I said 37.
Oh, I missed the that's so funny. It
I was like,
wasn't my
wait, 5
math, it was
million
my
or
hearing.
Well, we're not the
I hear
math
you.
club, that's for sure.
It's the delay and it's math. The
Yeah, I
math
thought
ain't
you said
mathing.
7. Okay, so who's one of the most notable people born on Leap Day?
Uh,
George Washington.
Well, that may be true, but this is actually a
I have no
I,
idea.
hmm,
I know it's not LeBron
superhero.
James. Oh, a superhero?
Superhero.
Hmm.
Oh, Superman.
Uh,
Yes.
wow. Go you getting a little nerd card. I should have known that.
I know.
My Dragon Con
Hey, I'm
friends would not be
curious.
happy.
I'm the leader of the nerd herd.
I'm curious to know who knew about the leaplings because I did not, and I did not know about Superman, and I would not have gotten the number right. But I did
Yeah.
mishear Lisa, not miscalculate.
Oh no. It was probably the delay. Um, oh, some people were guessing. Uh, I guess there was a Amber says no math. I guess the movie Leap Year, people are chatting about the movie Leap Year
Oh, there you
I've
in
go.
the
not
chat.
seen that
So
one.
I haven't either. Leslie said 5 million. So Leslie, you're on point, girl. She can math.
She said it after the
Um,
fact.
I don't
I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
know. Oh, that's
Okay.
funny.
Oh, that's
Let's kick
funny.
off the book recommendations. That was
Yes,
fun.
and that would be with Ron. How would you like to share a couple of recommendations to kick us off?
I would. I
Yeah.
would. And I thought in honor of Black History Month, which really should be every month, and
Yes.
I have been on my speech about this long before this, about how amazing the books are that we're getting to expand our knowledge. But this one speaks to me both as a reader and also as a food food person. It's just a recent book, and I left it in my car. Of course, I have a copy. It's in my car, but I'll hold this up and I'll post it too. It's called Praise
Ooh.
Song for the Kitchen Ghosts, and it's the former um, poet laureate of Kentucky, Crystal Wilkinson, started writing this book from her kitchen, and it's all about how she suddenly realized that the recipes she was making and the things that were coming into her brain and stuff were honoring the people that came before her. So it's a whole history of her family, about Appalachian cooking, and about the civil rights movement in the Appalachian, but all told with the recipes. There's about 80 recipes in this book. And so for really, really fun things like their own version of pimento cheese and these biscuits and bread making and all these things. And she basically channels her ancestors back several generations.
Oh,
And
awesome.
yeah, she got it from opening up, like there was a family apron, and she dug into the pockets one day, and out come old notes and things from her grandmother and things, and it just
Oh,
really, it's very touching, it's very beautiful, it's very informative, and it goes beyond just her family too, because it really brings out a lot from our own, if we're connected to food and family and our ancestors too. It really just speaks to all that. It's just such a warm, nice feeling, but also you learn a lot about the struggles, about things, so it's really all encompassing. I love it.
Awesome.
Is that it?
that
Or
is
another one?
great.
Yeah, give us another one.
Sure.
Okay, I have one that I'm more excited about than anything else. I don't know whether I should do that one now or wait till later.
Hmm.
Hmm. But let's build up to it.
Hmm.
Let's build up to
I'll sip
it.
while
Okay.
you wait.
I
So
love it. Deliberation.
this book was also featured. I did a quick interview in one of the Substack newsletter for Friends in Fiction. And this is somebody I met a few years ago, and their first book had been made into a series on Amazon Prime. And now I can't remember the name of the.
Oh,
Anyway, so this is If I Promise You Wings. This is a little bit
oh,
different for me.
nice.
It's labeled a YA, but of course, as you know, so many YAs are just they span the things. And as an
Yeah,
adult, I love reading YA. Love it, I love it.
I do
But
too.
if you liked Emily in Paris on Netflix and things, this you'll really
Loved
go
it.
for this one. This is about a young woman. Her name is Alix, and she is just her goal is to finish high school, and then she wants to work in the fashion industry, but she's really shy. And her very best friend, Dean, is more outgoing in things than her, and she kind of leads her along the way. Well, and this isn't giving anything away, but early in the book, Jean dies in a car accident, and so Alix is left with a lot of sorrow and things. But suddenly she's channeling her friend and having her friend from beyond kind of pushing her on, and she actually goes and becomes an intern as a feather artist in a big fashion shop in Paris. So it's all about Paris. It's all about this. And there's love
Nice.
stories and growing up, and it's just beautifully written. And it makes you it just transports you to Paris. Like so, if you're interested in Paris or you love Paris or you have great memories, you'll love this. Is a love story. She's torn between two lovers, and her father's a musician, and so it's all about the parent relationship and trying to keep that afloat. And it goes to a beautiful ending. And of course, Jean is in her mind the whole time, her best friend. And you meet like Raven, who's the leader of the shop, and the mysterious, dark-haired, Romeo type. And then the other guy's a musician, and it's fun, 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 fun.
Nice.
Awesome. I love that cover too.
Oh, the
Yeah, I
cover's
do too.
beautiful, 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 and
Yeah.
it's gotten great reviews. It's just um, it's beautiful. Like it's Junior Kristen Harmel.
Love it. I
Love
love
it.
it.
Yeah,
Well, shall I go next?
Yes.
please do.
Okay. I'm gonna have to share this on my screen because I'm reading it electronically, but I'm going to recommend a book called Alternate Endings by Allie
Ooh,
Rosen, who's also done
love the
some
cover.
cookbooks. Yeah, I love the cover. It
Great cover.
reminded me of another book recently. I've almost put the glasses on, but I guess the reason I'm recommending it the most is that it just has such shades of the fairy tale life of Dorothy Gale, having read it immediately before this, because there's a kind of a high powered executive female single mom in this story, and she's trying to navigate her way through divorce and winds up having to fly to Ireland every 2 weeks for her job to meet with her founder of the company. And there were just, all of the Ireland stuff that was in, fairy tale life. And then the male interest in this book is surprisingly like Tim from Fairy Tale Life. So I just found it interesting to read them back to back. And
Oh,
that one's
very
coming
cool.
out I think it's May 7th.
Very cool.
Nice. What you got,
What about
Lisa?
you,
Nice.
Lisa?
Okay, I'm um like Ron, like you mentioned, I don't just limit myself to reading African American authors in February, but I did want to give a shout out to someone that I discovered. Y'all, okay, I'm starting to sweat. I'm so excited. So I bought this book. I didn't know what it was about. I went to Foxtail, which I want to give them a shout out to them and their staff. They're dealing with some health issues, but we love you guys. My book pusher, Hyphen, I walk in and she goes, "You need to read this book." And she hands it to me. And I was like, "Why?" And she goes, "Look at the cover." So if you guys have followed along over time, you know I'm obsessed with Rachel Griffin
Witches.
and her
Oh,
naked
Rachel Wood.
covers. Well, witches. She writes witchy. So this book, before I show the cover, I'm just gonna read how it's described. Ball gowns and betrayal, magic and mystery, decadence and darkness.
Hmm,
Now, it's called The House of Marion. This is the cover, which is very cool.
it is cool.
Mm-hmm.
The author, JL, is beautiful. She's giving beautiful Tia Williams vibes.
Ooh.
But this, this is what blew me away. The naked book of this book is absolutely stunning.
Oh, it sure
Here's
is.
the front and the spine. Is that upside down?
It is, but
Yes.
We get the idea.
and the
I was
back.
going,
That's a
And when you
stunning,
open it
stunning
up,
cup. Wow.
I mean, talk about art. So if you're a naked book fanatic, and in the front, on the front, this quote says, "If this world is made of glass, then I will dance with a hammer in my hand."
oh,
I mean, come on, right?
Yep.
So
Good.
I'm recommending it, even though I haven't read it. I'm going to read it and I'm going to stare at it because it's absolutely beautiful. The House of Marion by J.L., New York Times bestselling author. I don't know you, haven't heard of you. I'm so glad I discovered you. You're my new girl crush. So thank you.
Yay.
Woohoo! All right.
oh, that's funny.
I know. Oh, love
I
it so
love it.
much.
I love it. Well, I
I
hadn't
know.
read Allie Rosen before, but I was fortunate to receive an art from her, so I was really glad about that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So,
Yes.
do you want to, what do you want to do, PB?
I think we should
Shall
bring
we,
on,
should we bring Nunya in?
yes,
Nunya
we're
Business,
going to
our
bring
guest for the night?
none your
Oh,
business in, Ron.
I'll be right back.
Oh, we love it. And book club members, we've been teasing Ron, and in the run of show it said, and our special guest, Nunya Business, is coming
Yeah,
at this
I
we've
can
time.
been
see who
teasing
I
him.
can see who it is.
Yeah, that kind of spoiled the surprise.
It's okay. Oh, it's okay. Trust me. It's quite all right.
Hello,
Surprise.
Kristen, are you there?
Ah, there I
Oh,
am.
it's Kristen and
Oh,
Ness.
I'm
Yes,
Nanya.
hello, Kristen.
hello. Hello.
You can just call me
And by
Nanya.
way of
Yes, that's my book. I have
introduction,
my brother made this shirt for me.
Oh
Look,
my gosh, I love it.
oh, that's fantastic.
I
my
love it.
brother
I
made
love
me
it.
a
I
book
love it.
shirt. I'm so
So for
happy to be
those,
here. Thanks for
oh,
having
thanks,
It's
me.
it's so
thanks for
good to
joining us.
see you.
You too,
Been too
Ron.
long.
I know it has been too long. So I know I need to get up to your neck of the woods sometime.
Bring it up.
How's the weather up there? Good.
2 days ago it was 70, and today
Seven
and right now it's
Degrees?
28.
I'm not even going to tell you that, it's been 70 here, 70.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
know.
that's
We
what we
didn't
had
have
two
any.
days ago. 70.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I said degrees, because I'm just not used to people saying it's 7.
7.
No,
That's
70.
crazy.
70.
That is really cold. Woo.
But Kristen, thank you so much for popping in and
Of
surprising
course.
Ron like we love to do.
Thank you so much. I hope I surprised you, Ron.
It's great. Yes, I had no idea, and it's a wonderful surprise. Thank you.
So from here on out, you're going to be called Nunya, Kristen.
Nanya. Well, you had the Ness part right. Nanya business.
Yeah,
That's
That's
true.
that was a
Ness
true.
is
little,
in there. So
yep.
it could work. It
I should have known.
could work.
That was a
So
hint.
I brought a cocktail.
Yay, what
Ooh,
is
what
it?
are you
I
Okay.
saw you
drinking?
Would you like to
describe.
share?
You guys have a whole another level of cocktail game. I'm so impressed.
Cheers.
So cheers. I
Yes,
made a Moscow Mule, which is my favorite
Yum.
cocktail.
I love those.
Just not as creative as certainly not as creative as Ron's,
But
but
it's delicious. But it's
yes,
delicious.
got
Yeah.
some vodka and some ginger beer and some lime, and in my special
Ooh,
copper mug.
Yes.
That's a mule
Nothing
mug.
wrong with
So
that. Nothing wrong with
That's
that
right.
either.
good for you.
I
That's
love
my
a
fave.
ginger beer cocktail or mocktail rather.
Yes.
Well, I
So
love your shirt too, Kristen. Could you
thank
tell
you.
us, since you're wearing the shirt, and of course this is your book cover,
Yes, it's the
That
um,
book
both of
cover
us
of
tell
a
us.
so
shirt.
I don't have it
recommend.
here right handy to show. I
That's
have to
okay.
copy
That's because you
He's
didn't
such
Yeah.
a
know,
miracle
Ron. You
worker. He
didn't know it
pulls
was
books
me.
from.
I don't.
Yes, and my brother made this for me. He made me hats and he made me water bottles and he made me shirts. You see,
Love it.
Well,
he's
we
my little
want you to be
brother.
able to. We want you to be able to tell book club members about your book. But I was just curious about the cover because it's so beautiful. How
Oh,
did that come about?
well, thanks for asking. So, I got to have a lot of say in the cover design, which was great because I was with a small publisher. So they didn't have an in-house cover design. So I got to have a lot of say in what I wanted it to be. And originally I was looking at sunrise on the beach, a beach scene with sunrise and the sea turtle or turtle tracks. And then it was actually my husband who said, why don't you put it in moonlight? Like that'd be so much moodier. It'd be, then you can do all the blues, which I love. So he was the one who came up with the moonlight idea. And then I commissioned an outside design company to work with me and the publisher to help us get the right professional look to it. So the publisher was happy with doing that, having an outside company since we didn't have anybody in-house to do it. And I sent them a bunch of book covers that I liked for ideas. And then also some photographs I had of hatchlings. And they came back with this. I mean, this was their original design, with the exception of we played with the typeface a little bit, stretched it out, and made sure all the colors were in blue. But I was really happy with what they came up with. So I wanted it to be something that people would catch people's attention, especially with the little sea turtle in danger, and then also be a book that people would want to keep around their house because it's pretty and it, you can put it on a coffee table and it looks nice. And so that was my goal, but I was really happy with how it turned out.
Oh, that's awesome. It's great too. That was a lot of involvement in your cover. Sometimes authors don't get to, have that latitude.
That's what I've heard, that, sometimes you're given a few options to maybe choose from, but you don't have a lot of say in what those are going to be. So I was happy to have some input on this one. I wanted to make sure there was a sea turtle on it. That was most important to me, but the moonlight just added a whole extra level.
Well, your book was a joint pick tonight for Brenda and I, so we felt like
thank you.
It's so much better to hear about the book from you than from me or Brenda.
Oh, well, thank you so much for picking it. First of all, I love you ladies, and I'm so excited to be part of the whole Friends in Fiction book club crew. I've gotten to hang out with you several times at various events, and I always love it when I think I heard you saying in another of your Facebook lives that you show up and show out, right?
Yes,
they
do.
Book club members, and you really do. It's been so much fun to see everybody. So my book is a murder mystery set on a fictional barrier island in South Carolina. And the main character, Brooke Edens, is a marine biologist, and her longtime friend and sort of love interest in the book is Drew Young, and he's the local detective. And this murder happens on this barrier island where nobody can remember the last time there's been a murder or anything like that. So it's a big deal for the detective, my main character. And then Brooke's knowledge of the sea turtles, that's what she focuses on in her research, really helps with a lot of the clues in the investigation, because there are various things happening on the island. In addition to the murder, there are some other crimes that are related to the sea turtles. So she gets involved and really helps Drew get to the end point and figure out what's going on this island. And all of what they're doing as they go along, what they're finding out might actually impact the race for the White House that is happening at the same time in the book. There's a presidential candidate emerging, much like where we are right now. And, what they're finding out might actually impact that race or have some national implications. So there's some politics, there's a love story, a murder mystery, and of course, a lot of nature and sea turtle science. So that's
I want to read it all over again.
Oh, thank you.
Such a good book. It's so good. You put a lot of you into that. You could tell you put so much into the book.
Yes, I did. I mean, it really is my love letter to the barrier islands down here, and to the sea turtles, and to the ocean and the beach, and all of the marine life I love so much. So it was a lot of fun to write, and to get to pretend to be the marine biologist, which is sort of my secret, inside job. That's like what I would secretly want to be if I could just be anything. So I got to pretend to be a marine biologist while I was writing it, which was a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
Do you find that, have you gotten a lot of invitations from environmental groups related to your book?
Not Not yet. I mean, a kind of a mix of different groups, mostly bookstores and book clubs I've been going to
Okay.
now. But I
Well,
did actually, I spent a summer at the Duke Marine Lab right near Beaufort, North Carolina when I was in college,
oh,
doing a marine
wow.
biology course. And so I reached out to them to see if they would have any interest in having an alum come back who'd written a book about sea turtles. And they are so excited to have me. It's like a full circle moment for me. So I'm going back
That's
there on
awesome.
March 20th. I will be up at the Duke Marine Lab just doing a whole day with the
Wow.
staff and the students in the library and talking about my book. So I'm really excited to do that, to get to go back there. I really loved my summer there and reference it in my book. There's a scene, Brooke actually did a lot of her postgraduate work there, my main character, Brooke. So there's a scene in the book where she's talking about her time at the Duke Marine Lab. And a lot of that came from my experience being there and sort of what it was like to have just sort of one summer class where you're just learning about marine life and hanging out in this beautiful little town on the North Carolina
Awesome.
coast. So I'm excited to go
Oh,
back there. So that's really been the main
Aw.
group. And then I'm part of a Facebook group called Writers for the Sea. And I'm hoping that maybe I can do something with them at some point too.
You're
oh,
busy,
that's
busy,
awesome.
busy with this.
Yes, it's been
Please
It's
so
send
much
us
fun.
photos from the Duke Lab. I'd love to have to put those
Yes,
on our Facebook
I
page.
definitely will. I will take lots of pictures.
good.
And I'm hoping that maybe I can even catch up with Christy Woods and Harvey when I'm up there. We're trying to coordinate because she lives in
Yeah.
Beaufort. So
Oh,
I'm hoping I can at least just grab a coffee with her, if not anything else.
she's the queen of Beaufort, that one.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, she is.
It
I can't wait to
certainly is.
read A Happier Life. I want to get that. So that's on my
Oh,
list.
make sure you do. Make sure you get it. It's phenomenal. And
I can't wait.
it's her best book yet.
Oh, really? Well, you hope that
Ooh.
you get better and better with each one, right?
Yeah, like I told her, it's like you can tell she's added a lot of bravery to her writing muscle through this. And she's not just showing her best, she's actually showing the door opening to what's going to come afterwards. Just
I like that. And she's very
so
prolific. I mean, she seems to put out books just every year, which is amazing to me. I hope I can do that too. We'll see. This one took me a long time, so I'm hoping my next one won't take quite as long.
so what is next for you? Is there anything you could share?
Oh, I'm working on a romantic suspense,
Okay.
where the main
Ooh.
character is an immigration lawyer, which is what I was trained to do. So I practiced law for 20 years while I was writing this book, and immigration law was my specialty. So I'm using a lot of
Amazing.
experience to inform this main character, but she grew up in Charleston, but she now works in DC, and it's a dual timeline between her working now currently in DC and her growing up, or her growing up in Charleston, but also her first year of law school. There's a love story, there's a sea creature, and there's a murder, but it's not going to be a straight murder mystery. So there's not a detective character. She kind of gets thrust into that role
Nice.
midway through because some things come out as she's doing these cases where she starts to realize she might be contributing to a mass murder, but we'll see. Well, something like that. So I'm only about a third of the way in. So
That's
those are
good
the
though. Don't.
ideas now. And I'm
Yep.
pantsing it a
Awesome.
little bit more than I'm outlining it this time. So I'm not sure exactly where it's going.
It's okay. It sounds great, and
It
I'm here for it.
does.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm
It
excited.
sounds
It's been fun
amazing.
to write it and it's going faster. So I'm trying to get a first draft finished by April, by the end of April. That's my goal.
Wow, that's
So I'm writing every day, working on it, and the story's there, playing in my head like a movie. So it's been good.
Oh,
I
awesome.
admire that.
Mhm.
Um,
Thanks.
Speaking of
me too.
movies,
Yes.
I would love to know a book recommendation, something you read lately or something that you'd like to share. And then also something you're watching, whether it's a movie or a TV show that you could
Okay.
recommend.
Okay, great. Well, books, I brought a few favorites. I wanted to do like one of my all-time favorites, which of course is Pat Conroy, Prince of Tides. For those of you, I have the paperbacks.
Ah,
I have my original hardcover that I had when I was 15 years old, the
I'm
first time
laughing at
I read
Ron.
it. Amazing. So anybody who
Yes.
hasn't read Pat Conroy, he was one of my great inspirations as a writer here in the Low Country. And such a loss to not have him with us anymore. I have
It was
this one
horrible.
signed by him.
Oh,
So yeah, I'm really lucky to have that. So
that's
that would be an
amazing.
oldie but goodie. Read that for sure. One of
It's
the
my
more
favorite. That's actually my favorite book. It
oh,
changed my life.
mine too. My
Oh,
favorite book.
wow.
I mean, it's the one I've reread the most too.
Yes,
And that
every year.
prologue, I mean, the prologue just makes me cry. I mean,
Yep.
if you just pick it up and read the prologue if you haven't read it, and that should get you right into it.
Can you repeat the title? Someone
Yes.
asked.
Oh, yes.
The,
It is called The
yeah.
Prince of Tides. And it is
Okay.
Pat Conroy's big breakout book. It was the first one that really hit for him and made him super popular. And he went on to write many wonderful books, but that one is still my all-time favorite.
Yep.
Some
There's
books that I
nothing like
read fairly recently that I don't hear much about. So these are my unsung books that don't get a lot of attention, but I really
Oh,
love them. And I read them while I
I
was
love that.
while I was writing my book and editing my book. I love to go to my favorite books or go to really good books that are well written, that are somewhat different from what I'm writing, but inspire me. So I loved this one. This is Rosie Walsh's The Love of My Life.
Okay.
And it has a great twist in it. And the main character is a marine biologist. So there's a lot of sea science in there, which I loved. And then Migrations. I don't know if you've read this one. Migrations by
Ooh.
Charlotte McConaughey. I think
Yes.
she's Australian.
Ron's a fan.
Yeah, she
I'm a
lives in
huge fan.
Sydney. Oh, this was a beautiful book.
And then she's got a third. I forgot what the book. I forget what the second book was, but she's got her third book coming out in that series.
Oh, she does. Oh, I'm gonna have to go look that up. So this one I just came across. I don't even remember how I found it. I think I might have just been in the bookstore. But it is this. The main character is this strong female character who goes in search of following this bird migration. And she has to find someone to take her on a boat, on a ship, to follow the birds from the northern Arctic down to the southern Arctic. And it is just beautifully written. So that's another one. And then the one I want to read that just came out, and I don't have a copy of it to show you, but it's One Wrong Word by Hank Philippi Ryan.
Yes.
Okay,
yes,
so I know
yes,
she's
yes.
just been out on tour with that, but I need to get that, and I want to hold it up.
Yeah, the book face
on the cover.
Do the book face.
But I don't have a copy of it, but that's the one that I want to read.
That's
Very
awesome. I'm
cool.
about to read that one too. She was just in Sumter last week and we got to do the book face together.
Oh, love
Right,
that. Yes, I've been seeing those
Dallas.
posted
So fun.
everywhere. It is so much fun. So I want to be able to do that too.
It was you, Hank, and Dallas, right?
Of what?
Yes.
No, Brenda. It was Brenda, Dallas, and Hank in a picture.
Oh,
And
you
Hank,
had the
yeah.
pictures.
Yeah.
Love that.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so then
awesome.
shows I'm watching. I just finished watching, let's see, there's a series on Netflix. I go through them so fast I sometimes forget. So I was watching this series called Love that's on Netflix. It's sort of this character named Nikki who's kind of struggling with addiction, and she lives out in LA, and there's some quirky characters in it. It just recently came out, so I'm watching that and getting into it a little bit. I'd say it's been a fun watch. Other movies that I've seen recently, I usually go back and watch oldies but goodies with my kids to like show them the ones that were my favorites, like the Goonies, and we've been watching and Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. That was
goodness, yes.
So nothing
that is a classic.
Nothing that I would really. That's adult movies recently, but those were some fun ones from the past that I've been watching with my kids.
Oh,
Awesome.
I love that.
Yeah,
that is wonderful. Oh my goodness.
So that's what
I love those recommendations too. Oh my,
Yeah.
that's just great. So, Kristen, we know that you have a busy schedule, so we don't want to keep you too long, but thank you so much for dropping in on us. And for those who are watching, it's Kristen Ness, Ness.
Yes.
At Loggerheads.
And I'll Carol Merrill the pictures because I don't have the book here.
Thank you so
I know.
much.
I have the electronic copy.
What a treat.
It's so wonderful to see you, and good luck with everything, and I hope to see you soon.
Yes, me too. I hope I get to see all of you in person very soon.
I know.
Yes, hope
and
so.
You're my Puma pal, and I
Puma
love you. So
pal.
thank
I
you. Thank
know.
you for
Puma
coming on.
pals unite. We have to get
Thanks
together.
so much, Kristen. Good
All right.
night.
Thanks for having
Good
me.
night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I
Oh, she
love
is so
her.
much fun.
Well, I love her spirit.
Yeah.
She's just so energetic and
I
Yeah.
lovely.
know.
I'm
I know.
obsessed with her hair. I just want to like play in her hair. Her hair is beautiful. I'm
Oh,
weird that way.
Oh,
She knows it, so it's fine.
I
she
love
probably
the shirt.
sees.
The t-shirt is awesome.
I know. She could sell those for merch. I would
I
totally
know,
wear
right?
that shirt. Okay. So we have some announcements and we've been making you guys wait. First, we want to, if you've been following along on the page this month, we've had this amazing audiobook bingo giveaway with Audiophile Magazine. And we have to thank Laura Rossi and the team at Audiophile for doing this joint giveaway with us. It has been so much fun. And a
Yay,
lot of our
Laura
readers have
Rossi.
really enjoyed it. I know, she's amazing.
Yeah.
Um, so we said we're announcing the winner. We're going to announce it here. And then afterwards, we'll post it on the page in case that person is not watching live, but they should be if they really want to know if they want. Okay. Did I say that
Turn
So
that
right?
drum
knife a
roll.
little there, Lisa.
I'm just,
That wasn't a
woo,
very good drum roll.
spicy. So the winner is Becky Fisk.
Yay.
Congratulations. You have won a year subscription to Audiophile Magazine, the print edition,
Wow.
and also some Audiophile Magazine swag. And Brenda has the Friends in Fiction Book Club swag that you're going to get, that cool swag bag that includes an art of wedding issues,
Oh, you've
which we'll
got it
talk
down.
about
Okay.
later. Yep, we'll talk about that later too. So, congratulations, Becky. Thanks to
Yay.
Audiophile Magazine, and we hope to do more giveaways like that in the future. It was fun.
Oh, that's fun. I love
Yeah,
it. And the bingo is just so, I don't know, there's just something special about it.
That was a fun
I
idea. Fun, fun, fun.
yeah, I love bingo, and I didn't hit bingo, but I played. I had four on the card. It just wasn't in a row, but it was fun.
Wonderful. Well, since you have announced the audiobook bingo winner, I'll go ahead and talk about another little contest that we ran this week and hand it over to Lisa in a minute. But I wanted to announce that if you guys saw and you put in the chat if you saw it, we did a caption this contest with Kristen Harmel, and we were all kind of doing crazy hand gestures. And
All single ladies.
we had so many awesome
Oh my
responses,
gosh, that would have
including
been a
from
great one.
Ron, who was ineligible.
I had to throw
Otherwise,
my
you
two
totally would have.
cents in.
You would have had it otherwise, but you can't.
Oh, but we had so many wonderful responses. And so I can't even, I couldn't pick a winner, but I had to pick a winner. So, drum roll. Our winner for the caption this contest is Mary Beth Bishop, who said, "Girls just want to
Yay!
have fun," which I
Yay,
cannot
Mary Beth.
say without hearing that song.
Yep,
Yay, that was a great winner
that was
when we
good.
have to
Congrats.
randomly select. Yeah, that was great. Congratulations, Mary Beth. She is a Atlanta girl, so yay. Hi,
Oh,
neighbor.
Hey,
And what did she win, Brenda?
well, she
Vanna?
won some Friends and Fiction book club. Well, let me just get it out. Why don't I do that? She won a gift bag of selections. She won a wedding issues copy, a shenanigans with my nomies towel, because Lisa is full of shenanigans,
that's her new middle name.
a Friends and Fiction luggage tag, a
Nice.
lovely
That Brendan.
bookmark, and a face mask. So congratulations, Mary Beth.
And that's the
Wow.
same bag that the audiophile winner gets as well. So congratulations to you.
Wow, it's taken me a minute to get. Okay,
Fun.
I'm back.
All right. Let's jump into some more recommendations. Ron, you want to
Oh,
kick
is
us
that
off with
me?
two? Yeah, it's you. Now
Just
that you
kidding.
met Nunya.
Just kidding. Oh, you want two from me?
Yes.
Man, this is tough. And
We're
and
so
some of
demanding.
these I may have talked about a little bit before, but so far 2024 is just proving to be. You think one year can't get any better than the last, but this year has just been just so amazing. And I can't say enough about this book, Leaving by Roxana Robinson. Now, I know she's not one of the top bestsellers in there, but you will not find a book or a writer even who takes every sentence and gets it down to its very minimal number of words, but it says so much in each sentence. Like she must work on it with surgical precision because she tells the whole story. Okay, Leaving. First of all,
Nice.
if you could feel that cover, you'd be amazed. Crazy.
Well,
So
just seeing
I
it
beautiful.
is pretty awesome.
It's really
I
awesome.
love the cover.
So imagine that you are 60 years old and you are at the Opera Tosca in New York City, and you run into the person who was the love of your life, the first serious love of your life in your college years. And the two of you start talking. It's a book all about second chances, about thinking about what happened and why it happened. It's the story of Sarah and Warren and how they meet and they decide to meet again. And Sarah has been divorced for several years, and Warren is currently married unhappily. And they get together. But the book is all about how their original story happened and how happened to that, why they weren't together anymore, and where they are now. So as they get more involved, we're seeing how um, your obligations to yourself and your family are just like so deep and so emotional. And it's about morality. It's about what is your obligation to your family and to yourself. And it's just this great exploration. It has the ending that will blow your mind. I can't even tell you. I won't even tell you. The ending of the book is just such a jaw dropper. It got a huge write up in the New York Times, raving about it. It's just, and she's just one of my favorite writers, and she's just not super well known, but she should be.
Awesome.
Okay,
I love the
Love it.
cover.
it's so good. All right. You're not
Yeah.
going to hear me shut up about this one for a very long time. I put it out
Love
on Twitter.
Ron's recommendations.
The guy who said, I said to him, like, this is going to be the book of the summer, if not the year. I'll start by this. Look how big it is. But it's
Nice.
crazy. I started out reading it just a few pages at a time because the prose is so lyrical and beautiful and touching, emotional. But then as it gets the story gets going, it's crazy. It is All the Colors of the Dark. Chris Whitaker.
Ooh.
I don't know if you remember that Patty and I went gaga over his last book, We Begin at the End, talking about
Yes.
Duchess and all this stuff. And I thought
Oh, yes.
nothing could be better than that book. It grabbed us.
Wow.
Guess what? It's amazing. It's about
Wow.
this young man who's kind of an outcast in town. His mom is really poor. They're not in this little small town. And Patch he thinks he's a pirate. He actually has lost an eye, so he wears a patch all the time. So he gets the nickname Patch. And he's out one day going to school, and he sees a young classmate being attacked by a man. He goes to help, instinct. And what happens then is that he disappears, and we meet Saint, who is his best friend, and kind of another outcast. A lot of things going on. Well, this whole book starts out about Patch goes missing, and Saint is determined and will not give up trying to find her best friend. And we learned the whole backstory of how they became friends, how they connected. We the characters in this book. I want a limited series immediately. I've got the cast all figured out for it, but
Love it.
it's a mystery. It's really horrifying. It's really scary. There's a huge mystery in it, and it's all about the just the just the power of friendship and the power of and just I can't even. There's so much that happens in this book that I can't even describe it other than you must read this book. Read it. It comes out June 25th. June 25th. It's
Nice.
Chris Whitaker is one of the greatest living writers. I'm not kidding. Not kidding. He's just in me to say that. I mean, I know I love a lot of books, but like this one is a surefire winner. There's just so much in here about friendship and about love and about the mystery, and it's really scary at times, but it's full of hope and it's full of uh, and go get it, go get it, get on your
Yeah,
list,
adding it to my TBR.
and
I
getting
want to.
and I'm gonna yak about it till the end of time. So you
Um,
get ready.
Kristen Ness is in the chat, and she says she loves the recommendation for leaving.
Oh yay, yay, yeah. It's gorgeous. It's like Patty and I we did a behind the book interview with Roxana, and just the nicest, and just meeting her and talking to her, you can tell this is the book she wrote. Just mm, I I love her. I love her. Anyway, sorry I went on and on, didn't I?
That's okay. I'll go next. And my next recommendation is The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center.
Love her.
And it comes out, I love her too. There's the cover. It comes out on June 11th. And I was lucky to read an arc with some of Atlanta bookstagrammers. We're doing a traveling arc together. And I loved this book. It's about a woman who is a writer and she gets hired to help a famous screenplay writer who normally does like sci-fi and other things. He was tasked to do a rom-com and it's horrible, but nobody wants to tell him. So she's hired to help rewrite his story. And a lot of things happen and it's so good. But I do have to say, and this isn't a spoiler because she said it publicly, it's on the book cover. If you read The Bodyguard, the beloved character that we all love, Jack Stapleton, makes a cameo in this book.
Okay.
So it's so good. Get it. Funny, romance, hilarious. Just a great Catherine Center book. And I'm sure this will end up being a movie or TV show like the rest of her hits. So get
She's
it?
quite good. And if you get a chance to see her live, she's
Yes.
like one of the
She's
most
so funny.
bubbly and outgoing and fun. And
I was,
she takes time with every reader. It's like she
yes, she
doesn't
does.
push it, she doesn't rush it.
I was really lucky when she came to Atlanta because she did a big event here. And then a couple of us were able to go to dinner with her afterwards. And she took so much time to talk to everyone. And she only had 10 physical arcs total. And she left one for those of us that were at dinner to do a traveling arc. And we all were just like completely shocked that she did that for us. And it was amazing. So check
That
it
sounds
out.
like yeah.
I know I didn't think I could love her anymore. And then I had dinner with her and I did. So she's
Good.
awesome.
You're spoiled brat.
I know. I'm spoiled. We drank and we
Oh,
ordered the exact same thing too and didn't realize it. And we were sitting next to, I'm like, we could have shared this. It was way too much food.
Yeah.
my goodness.
It is what it is.
Well, I guess I'm next, and I'm going. We've already talked about this book, but nonetheless, I'm going to offer it as my official recommendation because Christy Woodson Harvey has done some incredible stuff here. As Ron said, best book yet. A
Oh.
Happier Life, and of course it's set in Beaufort, North Carolina, which is funny. It made me think of Kristen Ness because she was in Beaufort.
I always get them
It
confused,
was
Buford and
yeah,
Beaufort.
but
Beaufort
anyway,
North, Beaufort South.
Beaufort South. But anyway,
I get it
so
so
but
confused.
Christy has just an incredible way of describing her community and her home in a just fabulous way. So that is my final recommendation for
And
the evening. Sorry about that
speaking of
awkward.
spoiled brats, I've been in that town twice, and nails. She
Oh,
nails
I bet.
the feeling, the sound, the
Mm-hmm.
people. Um, it's amazing.
Well, and there's just something special about the low country coastal life, whether it's North or South Carolina, and she really does capture it just beautifully.
And
So those are our book.
Salt makes a big part. He's a big part in that book.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
And there's a Captain
So,
Ron in there too, and I'm not sure who that is
oh,
I
is that an
after.
bet
Easter egg?
we can
Hmm.
guess. I
Hmm.
bet we can guess.
Okay, so I wanted to. I know we're almost at our hour already. I can't believe it.
Wow. Wow, wow,
We
wow.
always go
So
over though. We'll do a little
Lisa's like,
after
I'm not
show.
worried.
Eh, it's leap year. We had
Not
an
worried.
extra day. Y'all don't have anything to do. We had an extra day. You want to hang out with us a little longer, right?
It's so funny. Well, see, I don't even have any composure to do this anymore. Okay, so we've mentioned this a couple times, but we did go to the Savannah Book Festival recently and we wanted to share some photos. So I'm going to put them up on the screen and I think Lisa's going to do a little monologue. Are you seeing our wonderful group shot
Oh,
from Saturday
this
night
was, yeah. We
toast
had
all
a
day?
little meetup. We had a Friends and Fiction Book Club meetup. And these are the beautiful people that showed up. And it was so much fun.
And look at that. Bubba is holding, guess what? A Happier Life.
Yep. And she's also holding our Friends and Fiction Book Club book sleeve that you can get from
Yay.
Literary Creations by Jenny.
There we go. Sorry, malfunction. We had some great fun with the authors. Patty and Mary Kay were there as visitors, so they weren't doing presentations, but we had great fun with them. And we met Susan Meisner
I love
at
her.
dinner one night, and she was
Yeah.
just a whole lot of fun. And Lisa, did you want to
Well,
share a
of course,
highlight from?
Stephen Raleigh, you see in the bottom left. We were super
Yeah, that's
excited
what
to
I
meet because The Guncle was one of my favorite books last year, and I cannot wait for The Guncle Abroad.
Coming soon.
and
It's really
Coming
good.
and you know
soon.
what? Yeah, I was waiting for you to do that one because he had such a great, I don't want to say stage presence, but he was so funny in person.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed his earlier book, The Editor. I just thought it was really fascinating. It's about the protagonist who works with Jackie Onassis at the publishing house. So anyway, all right, I'll scroll on
Yeah.
because we're running. Um,
Brenda, oh, you want me to tell?
oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
Go ahead, Lisa.
we have Tori Whitaker in the top right, who we bumped into there,
Yay,
and we
Tori.
love. And then
I'm
oop,
sorry.
Lauren Gladstein on the left, Theodore Wheeler on the bottom left, and then Brenda's favorite on the bottom right, who I will let you announce.
Oh, this was Jeanette Walls, and she did one of the keynotes at the festival. Just awesome. She is another person that I was just surprised that she was just so utterly captivating in person. Her story is so amazing. I mean, if you haven't read The Glass Castle, go back and read it. It is just amazing. She's had several wonderful books since, but The Glass Castle was just captivating.
She
She
was
also
great,
had an
and
ice cream. named
Yeah.
after her. As part of the festival, Leopold's Ice Cream does flavors named after all of the authors or books. And hers was Hang the Moon Mint Chocolate Chip. And so she offered us her ice cream, Lisa and
Yeah.
Dallas and I, her ice cream as we were standing there. So we couldn't, we couldn't be insulting and
Couldn't
not
say
take it.
no. So we ate it and it was fantastic.
It was delicious.
Now, this is another picture from our group meetup. And as you can see, everyone is holding up a copy of Wedding Issues by Elle Evans. And Zibby Books was kind enough to send us arcs for the gift bags and for everybody to have one, a physical arc. And because of that, not because of that, we were doing this anyway, but we are doing a pop-up with Elle on Tuesday, March 5th at 7 o'clock on the page, where we're going to do a little spotlight, talk about the book, talk about how she was published, everything. So come on the page live if you want to hear more about this book. I've heard it's hilarious. I can't wait to read it. And thanks to Zibby Books and Diana for sending us those.
And give me a moment just to key here for our last.
That was really kind. Yeah, they're like, we want your members
my
to have
favorite.
some.
My favorite photo from the whole weekend is this one because Bubba brought her portrait. Bubba brought her portrait of the Fab Four, and then
of course she did.
It's
so
funny.
we did our lineup.
When we bumped into Mary Kay on Thursday night, Mary Kay came up and to over our section to meet everyone, and we got to meet Molly for the first time, which was amazing. And Molly got to meet Mary Kay.
Yes.
And it was so funny. She walked right up to Bubba, and the first thing she said was, Did you bring the Bubette? The camper?
And she's like, funny.
No.
Molly's such a good kid. Oh,
love Molly. We met a lot of members. We met a lot of people and saw people. It was really cool.
Very jealous. I'm very jealous.
I know, because you were jealous about Grady Hendrix. I don't know what happened to that photo, but we met Grady too.
Oh, what did happen to that photo?
We didn't want to rub it in. Amazing. We didn't want to rub it in, so we didn't flash the photo.
Oh, it's okay.
But you know what? His was the most out of the box author presentation I think I've ever heard.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was amazing. He could take that one-man show on the road. He could take that one-man show on the road. It was amazing. It was so good.
It absolutely was.
Yeah, and his book, How to Sell a Haunted House.
It's a great book. Our interview with him was so wonderful.
Oh, so we are over. We're officially in the after show.
Okay.
So I think we need to go ahead and announce our April, May, and June book club picks and wrap up. So we don't, as much as I want to keep you guys all night, I'm sure you have other things to do on your leap day. So let's get the drum roll.
Okay.
Actually, I could go ahead and do. Oh, go ahead.
I am ready. So are we ready?
Yep. For
Zibby.
April, we are doing Blank by Zibby Owens, April 15th.
Nice.
And this book the pub date is tomorrow, which is a Friday, I'm like, of course Zibby's going to have her book pub on a Friday.
Zibby gets her own pub day,
She gets her own pub day, just her by herself. So tomorrow, it's in stores everywhere, and I want to pick it up because we're reading it on
Christy and Kristen just published a behind the book video interview they did with her. And nice. I love Brenda Novak.
So for May, we will be doing Tourist Season with Brenda Novak on May 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So save the date.
And if you need a pop in guest.
we have a couple of pop-ins for you, sir. Requests.
You do?
And
And
bringing up
are
the
we?
rear for June is
Yep,
a
I'm
book
coming with
club.
June.
Is a book club and Friends in Fiction favorite, the Queen herself, Mary Kay Andrews, with Summers at the Saint on June 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern. So, just a quick rundown, just quickly, so you guys can get your calendars out. I'm going to just go through quickly of everything coming up. So, March 5th is our special pop up spotlight with Elle Evans to discuss wedding issues. And then on March 18th is our March book club pick, where we will be discussing a love song with Ricky Wilde, a love song for Ricky Wilde with Tia Williams. And that is on March 18th at 7 p.m. And then on April 15th, we have Blank by Zibby Owens, 7 p.m.
Look at you,
Eastern.
Lisa.
May
You're
9th, this
pulling
is a
those
new one.
books.
May 9th is our happy hour with Ron Block and a
What?
special guest. Well, this is the kicker. We want you guys to vote in the chat. We talked about it, and I'm going rogue here. Brenda and Ron do not know I'm doing this.
Yeah, what are we doing?
So we talked about it at the previous happy hour of Ron getting a special guest to surprise us. So Brenda has a gift bag giveaway that we were going to do. So we want you to vote in the chat right now while we're summing up the rest of our calendar. If you want Ron to surprise us, or if you want us to continue and surprise Ron like we always do. And depending on how many we get is what we'll do. So anyone who votes will be automatically entered, and we will pick a random winner to get the gift back. Yay!
I'm
Ron.
not sure I'm liking this, but okay.
And vote. Okay. So May 9th, happy hour, 7:30 p.m. with Ron and a special guest that we will
Ron
figure out who.
surprises us, or we surprise Ron?
One or the
Yep.
other. One or the other.
May 20th is tourist season with Brenda Novak, and that's at 7 p.m. Eastern. And bringing up our calendar is June 17th, Summers at the Saint with the Queen, Mary Kay Andrews. Ooh. What do you think about our lineup, Ron?
I love it. Zibby is like a force of nature.
Oh, I know.
That she is.
And so is Brenda Novak. I got to be in conversation with her when she visited here last year with her Airstream trailer. She brought her Airstream trailer to me, and we had this amazing day with 8,000 people lined up to meet her. It took 17, not really 8,000.
I know, but still,
lot.
I think that's awesome. I have not met her. I'm really looking forward to that discussion.
You will adore her, and hopefully she'll bring her husband with her, Ted. He's like he's the host with the most. He's like the best. Like she literally, they travel and she reads her novels to him while they're driving so that he can help her finalize things. And like who else has a partner like that?
Oh, awesome. And
That's
who can
awesome.
drive and edit.
Right. He's crazy.
Okay, so the votes are coming in, and I have to say, there is an overwhelming the majority of the people want Ron to surprise us. So you have homework, Ron.
How I'm gonna do that. We'll have to figure out the mechanics of it.
We'll figure it out. We have till May 9th, so that works.
Yeah.
And
I'll see if Hugh Jackman's available.
Matthew McConaughey, anyone.
I knew that was the next thing out of her mouth.
I could have bet money on that one.
Oh yeah, no kidding.
Our winner, let me see where that popped up. I'm getting the winner of the gift bag is, come on, name Leslie Bodeman.
Yay!
Yay, Leslie.
Congratulations. You win a lovely gift bag. So,
Congrats.
Ron, do you have any upcoming events or anything you want to share before we
So, I
close
mean,
out for tonight?
it's just bragging about here. I've got a whole lineup of amazing authors coming to me in Cleveland coming up. I have Jenny
So
Jackson, who
jealous.
wrote Pineapple Street, her and I in conversation on a big stage. And then I get to hang out with the one and only Lisa Scotland
Oh,
coming to me. Yeah, yeah. And then we just announced today that on May 14th, one MKA will be joining here in Cleveland. Lots of things,
woo.
and there's a couple virtual ones coming up too that I think are going to be really fun.
And where, if people want to keep up with where can they go to find out all of your events?
So they can go to, well, they can follow me, become friends with me on Facebook because I announce them all. But there's way more. Yeah, I can't even announce it yet. But there's somebody that's like in the stratosphere coming. But they go to cuyahoga library.org.
Okay,
And then they look under events. They can see all the authors.
very cool. Are any of them on the
Yeah.
weekend? Because maybe I need to take a trip.
Generally not because of the way our system works, but sometimes you never know. You never know. Although there's another one that we just announced today too, and I got this book the other day.
What?
Oh, I'm so jealous. I knew it
Oh,
when I saw the top, but I had to be sure. I was waiting for you to throw that in my face. But you know what?
Wanda Morris.
I got to hug Grady Hendrix.
Yeah,
the SmackDown?
I had Grady's Hendrix's wife feed me.
There's a story we
Uh,
might need to save for next year.
I was gonna say at what?
She owns a restaurant in New York that I was trying to get into for years and years, and finally got a reservation. And it's just unbelievable. It's all vegan. Everything's vegan. It's a called Dirt Candy. It's James Beard Award winning. It's like, and who would know that Grady
Ooh.
Hendrix would have, this whole thing would work. In fact,
I'm laughing because I thought you said beat me. I didn't know you said feed me. That's why I was like, well, we
I
might
thought
have
he
to.
said beat me too. That's why I said at what?
and that's why this is the very first ever graphic novel cookbook, and it won't beat you. But it's written
We're
by
both
Grady
still
Hendrix with his wife.
I still thought you said beat me.
I did too. I was like, what? Feed you,
Oh.
feed you. Okay. Yeah,
Okay,
next
we're
time.
back.
And I'm the one that had
We're
two
back.
drinks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay.
You people are crazy. Anyway.
EB, any closing remarks on your end?
I'm not sure I can beat that.
I know. Always just rubbing it in.
You're so funny. Beat me, beat me. Oh my God. Oh, guess what's in the pile right here?
Oh,
The book I thought
Oh,
was in my car.
oh.
nice.
Praise
I was
song.
giving you the side eye because I thought it was good. I was like,
All
All
good.
right. I'm gonna let
okay.
me get myself
I'm gonna,
composed.
yeah. You have anything closing before I close? I have one last announcement I want to share before we let everybody.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to say it's always so much fun to hang out with the Friends and Fiction Book Club
Yes, it
members
is.
on our happy hour nights. And thanks again to Ron. He's always a bright light for us and
It's one of my
I could listen to
highlights.
your recommendations all night, Ron. They're
I
so
God.
good.
know.
And with that, I
Me
will let
too.
Lisa close it up.
And I want to thank everyone. We still have a large amount of people that have hung out with us well past our
Yay.
hour. So thanks for hanging in. We
Yay.
love you guys. I do want to make one announcement about if you're in the Atlanta area on March 9th, join us for Mary Kay Andrews Shamrock Shenanigans. It's an event with proceeds supporting the Katie Trocheck Scholarship. And there's a live event on March 9th in Atlanta, but there's also an online auction. So if you're not in Atlanta, you can look at that. And some of the prizes on the online auction are a live book club Zoom with Mary Kay, or the chance to name a character in one of her upcoming books, which would be kind of cool.
Love that.
So you can find information about that event on her Facebook page or her Instagram page. I will be there buying all the raffle tickets. So if you are in Atlanta and you attend, send me a DM and maybe you can be on my trivia team, District ATL. And I want to shout out all the District ATL friends. So
And you never know who
thank
you might
you.
see there.
I know. I think a certain librarian should come and a certain PB should come too.
Well, I'm gonna have to think about that.
But
No
I
pressure.
think I can I say that I'm going to be in several southern
I
locations
totally
with
think you
one
should do it.
MKA.
Say it, say
Uh,
it, say it.
I'm going to call it the hashtag Runaway with MKA tour.
All
Can we just say
right.
one?
I'm
Can we
gonna
just say one of the dates?
I can only say the one date that's for sure, and that's in Neptune Beach, Florida, where I'm from, Jacksonville. It's the whole Friends and Fiction gang
I
on
know. I wanted to say another
May
day.
5th. You what?
I wanted to say the other date.
What other thing?
The day before.
The launch event? Yep, it might be
Can
there.
we say that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
I think you just did, Lisa.
We just did. We
I'm
did.
just asking. I didn't say where.
So, all my Southern peeps, I hope I get to see you
In the South. I
in
won't
the
say
South.
it.
In the South.
It'll, if you figure it out, you figure it out.
But the Neptune Beach event is there. So get tickets, come and see us. It's going to be the whole Friends of Fiction gang, and Sean is joining us.
Yay.
We're going to get finally meet
Hey,
Sean in
Sean.
person. None of us have
That's
ever
so
met Sean
cool.
in person.
Yeah, no one has.
And so we're
It's
doing it.
going to be fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Neptune Beach is where it's at. Okay.
That's right.
I think that is it for our happy hour. Cheers to you guys and cheers to everyone who's hung out with us all
Cheers to
night.
you
Yes,
guys.
thank you.
Yes.
So good just to be here with everybody. It's always just a blast. It's one of my highlights, and um, I I wish we could do this in person too.
I know. One day.
One day.
One day, yes.
So happy leap year, happy reading. Ron, PB and J, out. Good night.
Out. Good night.
Night.